Maria Sharapova is suspended from tennis for 2 years. Maria Sharapova, a 5-time Grand Slam champion and one of the world's highest-paid female athletes, was suspended for 2 years Wednesday when an International Tennis Federation tribunal ruled that she unintentionally committed a doping violation. Sharapova announced in March that she tested positive for Meldonium on January 26 at the Australian Open and began serving a provisional suspension. Meldonium, a heart medication that is said to improve blood flow and allow athletes to recover faster, was added to the World Anti-Doping Agency's prohibited list on Jan. 1 after the agency monitored its use for a year. Sharapova, 29, said she had been taking Meldonium, also known as Mildronate, since 2006 to help manage a variety of health problems and was not aware that the drug had been banned. After a hearing May 18 and 19, a 3-member tribunal appointed by the I.T.F. ruled that while Sharapova's doping violation was not intentional, she does bear sole responsibility for the contravention and very significant fault in failing to take any steps to check whether the continued use of this medicine was permissible. Sharapova faced a suspension of up to 4 years if the tribunal decided her doping violation was intentional. Because of her prompt admission of her violation, the I.T.F. said suspension will be backdated to begin on January 26th, and she will be eligible to return at midnight on January 25th, 2018. Sharapova is the highest-profile tennis player to have a positive doping test. She said in a statement released on her Facebook page that she would appeal the suspension through the Court of Arbitration for Sport. "I cannot accept an unfairly harsh 2-year suspension," she said. The tribunal, whose members were selected by the I.T.F., agreed that I did not do anything intentionally wrong. Yet they seek to keep me from playing tennis for 2 years. A 4-year suspension could have been career-ending, but if her ban is upheld, Sharapova, who has missed long periods on the tour because of injuries and has seen her ranking fall to number 26, would be 30 when she returned to a sport in which Williams and Roger Federer remain top players in their mid-30s. Continue reading the main story-related coverage. WADA opens a door for athletes who tested positive for Meldonium. April 13, 2016. Meldonium is the suspect as Russia loses athletes. April 6, 2016. Effects of Meldonium are hazy. March 9, 2016. Maria Sharapova admits taking Meldonium, drug newly banned by tennis. March 7, 2016. A lengthy doping suspension. Sharapova, she received support Wednesday from Nike, which along with other sponsors had suspended its relationship with her after the positive doping test was revealed in March. The I.T.F. company said in a statement, "Maria has always made her position clear, has apologized for her mistake and is now appealing the length of the ban, based on the decision of the I.T.F. and their factual findings. We hope to see Maria back on court and will continue to partner with her." The Court of Arbitration for Sport has been sympathetic to tennis players in recent refusing to submit a blood sample to 12 months and cut Mira Silik's 9-month ban 4 months. Sharapova and her representatives have said that her long-term use of Meldonium was to protect her health, not enhance her performance. Since January, more than 300 athletes, many from Russia and other Eastern European countries, have tested positive for Meldonium, which is not approved for sale in the United States or the European Union but is sold over the counter in Russia and some other Eastern European countries. The Russian Sports Ministry, in particular, has been critical of the way the World Anti-Doping Agency handled banning Meldonium, arguing that the drug was not performance-enhancing. Last month, the Russian Sports Ministry said that most of its athletes had been reinstated after WADA issued new guidelines on the length of time Meldonium takes to leave the body. Positive available to Sharapova, who used Meldonium after January 1st. The tribunal's report on the case said Sharapova admitted taking 500 milligrams of Mildronate before each of her 5 matches at the Australian Open, where she lost to Williams in the quarterfinals. The report also disclosed that Meldonium was found in an out-of-competition test in Moscow on February 2nd. The report detailed Sharapova's history using the drug, which dated to 2006, when she was 18. Mildronate was among 18 medications and supplements recommended by a Moscow doctor, Anatoly Skalny, to help Sharapova manage frequent illnesses by boosting her immune system. None of the medications were on WADA's prohibited list at the time. Sharapova worked with Skalny through 2012 and, according to the report, he regularly checked the WADA prohibited list to assure the compliance of his recommendations, which at one point grew to 30 substances, changed her in early 2013 and continued to use only 3 medications, Magnarod, Rivoxan and Mildronate, which she believed would protect her heart and manage her magnesium deficiency, the report said. Since 2013, the report said, the only members of Sharapova's team who knew she was taking Meldonium regularly were her father, Yuri, and her agent, Max Eisenbud. Sharapova also did not disclose the use of the Mildronate or Meldonium on any doping control forms since 2014, saying that she thought it was necessary how much drink I was taking, gel, vitamin I was taking. Even if I took it, coach, her trainer, her nutritionist or any other member of her team, a very serious breach of her duty rules. This was a deliberate decision, not a mistake, the ruling said. The report repeatedly rejected Sharapova's argument that the I.T.F failed to sufficiently warn her that Mildronate had been added to the banned list. WADA published its prohibited list for 2016 on September 29th. A summary of the changes to the list was I.T.F web's program, but Sharapova argued they did not mention changes to the prohibited list and gave to Sharapova's coach, Sven Grunewald, in January, the report said. The report said that it was relevant to consider that Sharapova had used Meldonium for 10 years before it was prohibited, but she had a continuing duty to review the prohibited list each year and from at least 2013 onwards did not take any steps to do so. Eisenbud, a top agent for IMG, took the blame for what he called an administrative error of not alerting Sharapova to Meldonium's changed status. The tribunal found his reasons for failing to check the banned list even more dubious than Sharapova's. Eisenbud said he had a routine of checking updates to the WADA prohibited list during his annual family vacation in the Caribbean in November, but the trip was canceled last year because of his separation from his wife. The tribunal asked why it was necessary to take a file to the Caribbean to read by the pool when one email could have provided the answer. The report put the responsibility squarely on Sharapova, saying if she had been more open about her use of Meldonium, this situation could have been avoided. The tribunal, while confirming that she did not knowingly commit a doping violation, found moral fault in her conduct. It may be that she genuinely believed that Mildronate had some general beneficial effect on her heat, but the manner in which the medication was taken, its concealment from the anti-doping authorities, her failure to disclose it even to her own team and the lack of any medical justification must inevitably lead to the conclusion that she took Mildronate for the purpose of enhancing performance, the report said. The tribunal conceded, though, that if Sharapova or anyone on her team had known that Mildronate was banned, she would have stopped taking it. The report concludes, she is the sole author of her own